Hey everyone, welcome back to another PNSO review. Today we're taking a look at the prehistoric animal models Gigantoraptor. This figure was part of a box set called Seven Little Chinese Dinosaurs that was a China Post exclusive, but now these figures are available individually on Amazon and from Everything Dinosaur. So before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the little collector's box it comes in. You get a nice full art photo of the Gigantoraptor on the front of the box, and just like all of other PNSO's models, they like to give it a name. This one is named Shan Shan, the Gigantoraptor, and spinning around you have the same artwork on the other side. And just like everything else from PNSO, you get a little pamphlet that has a little story about this particular dinosaur. So a couple quick facts about Gigantoraptor. It was discovered in 2005 in Mongolia. It is from the late Cretaceous period. It is one of the largest known oviraptors ever discovered. And another interesting footnote, the holotype of this Gigantoraptor was actually documented on film. There was a paleontologist asked to recreate one of his fossil finds. I think they were digging up a bone bed of sauropod dinosaurs, so he reached down, picked up a thigh bone, and quickly realized it was not a sauropod, it was a new species of theropod. So pretty cool that a discovery of a new species was actually documented on film. So let's do a couple quick measurements. This figure is 4 inches long, or about 10 centimeters from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, and about 2.5 inches tall, or 6.3 centimeters, to the top of the head. Gigantoraptor was about 26 feet long, so that'll put this figure somewhere in the 178 scale range. So let's pull this figure in and take a closer look at the finer details. You can see there's pink painted around the eye socket. The eye is done completely in black, and the main body coloration is this yellowish green color. There's just a little bit of green highlight along the thighs right here, and spin it over, the underneath of the animal is just done in a white color, and there's just some brown coloration along the hands and feet. And the feathers are very nicely sculpted on this model. Even though it's a small model, you get some nice primary feathers along the arm and some nice plumage on the tail. So one thing about the feathers on this animal, Gigantoraptor was 300 times bigger than most other species in that genus, and most paleontologists think the larger you are, the less insulation that you need. So most paleontologists think that this Gigantoraptor was most likely naked, except for the arm feathers. The arm feathers aren't used in body insulation. They probably still had them for display and for brooding, because oviraptor nests have been discovered in a pattern where the adult would lay its feathers covering the eggs. So most likely this animal probably just didn't have feathers along its body, just along the arms right here. Moving down to the hands, you can see the claws are painted brown just like the rest of the hand. You get some nice detail along the fingers right here. And then moving down to the feet, you can see they are exactly the same color. The hand, the claws are the same color as the feet, but a lot of nice detail on such a small model. And then spinning around, you can actually see on the base, this figure is not removable from the base. These ferns that are growing up from the base are actually sculpted in to the model itself. It looks okay, except for this side right here. I just kind of wish maybe they got in there with some green paint instead of just, the yellow plastic they used to mold this thing is just exposed underneath here. But the ferns really don't bother me. I mean, I kind of get why they're sculpted in, probably to help with extra stability. I mean, the plastic on this model is a little bit pliable, and I think it just, if it didn't have that anchor right here, this figure would lean a lot, even though it doesn't weigh a lot. Moving down to the base, you can see a lot of nice textures sculpted into this base. There's a couple different shades of brown to give it that natural look, and you can see a little bit of paint sloppiness on here. I got a little dash of green paint right here from when they painted the fern, and then when you get up here, you can see some of that green paint bled onto the legs, and same thing on the back right here of the legs. Just, you can see a little bit of the paint down here. I mean, it's a small model. It's not an expensive model, so I'm not really going to complain too much about that. Just when you really start looking this thing over, you can see just that green paint was not applied too well, but it's not really a premium model, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. Alright, let's move on with some comparisons. Here it is with the Carnegie collection Oviraptor. And next up is the Safari LTD Anzu. And lastly, we have another Safari LTD. This is their Sittapatty. And here it is with the other dinosaurs that come in this set. Like I said, I got this set off of Amazon when it came out, I think maybe 2-3 months ago now. The whole set on Amazon retails for $39.99. And I know Everything Dinosaur just got a big shipment of all the new PNSO models. I believe they are selling theirs singly if you don't want to pick up the whole entire pack. So I'll leave a link in the description to Amazon and also Everything Dinosaurs so you guys can just pick where you want to get these figures from. So final thoughts on this figure. I do really like this Gigantoraptor. I think for the size of this figure, the sculpting and detail is really nice. I'm not a huge fan of the fern on the base. Like I said, I know why they did it. It's just to help kind of anchor those very thin legs. You know, over time this thing would start to droop. It does droop a little bit. Maybe if you look from the side, you can see it's just kind of sloping to one side, but I've had it out display for a while now, and that's the farthest it's leaned over. You know, I've treated it, you know, with hot and cold just to kind of fix it, but it always seems just to kind of lean a little bit. And I think it would be a lot worse if it didn't have that fern base sculpted into the legs. Also, a while ago, PNSO did tease that there are larger versions of all these dinosaurs in this set. I mean, we already got the larger Yangchuanosaurus with the 2-pack. It came in with the Chungkingosaurus. You know, they already have a larger scale Mamenchisaurus, but there were pictures of these other species that are done in a larger scale, but they were only shown once, and I really don't know if they're ever going to come out with them. PNSO's been kind of quiet lately. I mean, they just absolutely bashed my wallet in since the beginning of the year up until I think the middle of the summer. So right now it's kind of nice to have a break from them because there's just like so much going on with all the stuff I collect. You know, I just got through the Beast of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian campaign. That was kind of rough for me. You know, I collect all the Jurassic World stuff. They're constantly releasing stuff. You know, Safari just unveiled their 2020 model. So there's a lot going on right now. So I do appreciate the break from PNSO, but I do hope they come out with a larger scale version of their Gigantoraptor. From the pictures I saw, I looked through my phone, I just couldn't find them. It's on a nice display base with a nest standing over a nest, so I do hope that figure does see the light of day someday. So that will do it for the review. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.